this is a Word tutorial. We start by renaming the file. So there are two ways to rename it. So one of them is to click on the file and then rename it. And we click away. Or we can right-click, and there are several options, as you can see. Cut the file, copy the file, rename it, share it, and delete it. So here there are several options, and here when you click on more options, we can see also edit, new, print. So there are several options, including rename it, delete it, cut it, copy it. So here, properties, for example, if we click on properties here, you can see that there are options such as when we are in general, we have the file when it was created, when it was last modified, and when you click on previous version, sometimes you can see here if we have previous version of the file. But because we just created the file, it's really new, we don't have any previous version of it. Now, another thing here, we can, when we open it, we can two ways to open it, right click and open it, or double click it. Let us double click the file. When we open the file, you can see here the plus and minus at the bottom. So this will help us zoom in and zoom out. We start with the menu bar. We have File, Home, Insert, Draw, Design, Layout, Reference, Mailing. So probably your version is different, and I can teach you how you can add these tabs. Yeah. So here, the first thing is the most important thing here is to start with File. We go to File and then we go to Options. So here there are different functions. New, create a new file, open file, share it, more information about it, save it, save as if you want to change the name and change the location of the file. So print it and close it. Now if we go to options, so the most important thing when you go to options is to go to save one. When you go to save here, there is auto saver. So auto recover, this is very important. For me, maybe you can do it, you can change the number into 10 or 5 minutes. Yeah. What is the aim of this function? The aim is like, when you are working on a file and you forgot to save it, and or if the electricity suddenly switched off, or the battery died, or for any reason you accidentally close a file, you forgot to save it. So the auto recovery, it will save it automatically after every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes. I mean, when you open the file for the first time, it will show you 10 minutes. This is the default, but you can make it if you want to save it every 5 minutes. It's more guaranteed that the file is saved. Yeah. So you can do that. So basically what you do, you go File and then Options and go to Save. And here you can check here if you have 5 minutes. You can use these arrows up and down to add the minutes or decrease it. So add more minute or decrease the number. And then we click OK. Okay. Everything here is related to the format of the text. We start with, for example, bold. If we click on here, yeah, we can click on bold. As you can see, it becomes bold. If you want to remove the function, we click on it again and it's gone. So we have bold. We have italics as well. And you see it becomes like that, italic. So we have underline. We can underline the file. Now even underline here, let me make it bold. And so when we do underline here, there are different options of the underline. So you can choose any style you like from the arrow. You can choose the underline color, like in red. And you can choose like maybe double lines, or probably like one line, or maybe the default. There are even more underlined options. So here you can choose the color of the underline. So you can choose the style. You can choose different things here. Maybe the size, if you want to make it bigger. Let's say, yeah. Let me try to make it bigger. Yeah. So there are different options for that. I will click on cancel now. Yeah. So let me change the color back of the underline to automatic, which is the automatic is black, usually the default color. So if we click on here, we can, if you see it is activated, it means these two are activated. It means the font is bold and underlined. So when we click on this, the underline disappeared, and we click on it, the bold disappear. So if you see, there is nothing here highlighted. So when we click on bold, you can see it means it's active. When we click away, this square disappeared, it means we deactivated. So here there is another option as well to make the size bigger size. You can click on this, or to make it smaller, you can click on here. Or you can use the inches here if you want to make it 11, or if you want to make it like 48. Yeah. So here is the option as well to change the font size. And here there is another option to choose the font style. I mean, the default is, the formal one usually is Times New Roman or Calibri. They are the formal ones. They are suitable for your assignment. There are other fonts we need to be careful not to choose, like they are not very much readable. And like, for example, you need to be careful when you choose a font. So when you are writing your draft assignment, feel free to choose any font you like. For example, my favorite is Comic Sans. You can choose any size and any font style you like, something which makes you comfortable when you type and write. But remember, in the final submission, you have the formal size is usually 11 or 12. And the formal fonts are usually the Times New Roman or Calibri. So before you submit, put it back to the to a font which is readable and appropriate for your assignment. Now here, so we talked about bold. We talked about italic. We talked about underline and the different options to underline, including color. And here more underline, you can have more options. Even there is advanced options as well here. Let us deactivate it. We can talk about size here. Make it bigger and smaller. And now we have here strike through. Now here we can, let's talk about these two functions here. For example, when I say H2O, so this is the oxygen, the water. So maybe I can go and make, we can use that. If you talk about you are level 3, maybe you are level 3, or maybe level 4 or 5. Yeah. Also, when you write the word first, I set it automatically when I have first year. Let's say if you see the ST is like that. Yeah. When we say second year, the same. Yeah. So now how to make it? Imagine we don't have that. Yeah. If we have second ND, how to do that? So you can click on ND and use the function superscript, or you can use the other function here, which is subscript. Yeah. So subscript from the word subscript, it put it down. And here, when you click on superscript, it makes up. Yeah. So it moves it up. So there are different options for that. Now also we have other functions like highlight, and we have several colors for the highlight. You can see different colors we have. Make sure the text is readable after you put the highlight. Yeah. Now, if we want to remove the function, we highlight the text and we say no color. So there are options here like this is very, very much useful for you. So here you see this is capitalization 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are different types of capitalization here. Let me write them all like that just to show you how it works. Yeah. For example, we have this text, we highlight it, and we click on here. If we want the text to be all uppercase, all of them, as you can see, capital letters, uppercase. So we choose what we needed, and then we click on here and we say uppercase, all of them capital letter. Now there is option called lowercase, the opposite way around. We highlight it and all of them are lower letters now. Now there is option sentence case. So sentence case, only the first letter of the first word would be highlighted. And if you see, they are self-explanatory. If you don't remember which one is which, if you click on here, you can see sentence case. So the S is capital. It means only the first letter is capitalized, as you can see here. And if you go lowercase, you can see all of them in a lower case. So we have uppercase, all of them capital letters. And now there is option here called capitalize each word. As you can see, capitalize each word. The start of each word is capitalized. You can see S capitalize, A capitalize, and D is capitalized. So now if I click again here, let's say I make them lowercase, all of them. Now I want to give you, imagine now by mistake, we want to write here seasonal affective disorder, or sorry, let us try the exact cause of. Imagine you are typing here. So the correct way to write it, that only the T is capital letter because it's the start of the sentence. But imagine I made a mistake. By mistake, instead of writing the exact cause, by mistake, I wasn't focusing. I said the exact cause. because I put autocorrect, it will correct itself. So if here, for example, if we want, imagine you written it this way, yeah. So imagine by mistake you've written it this way. So now how to correct that? Imagine you've written a big number of lines or like a lot of text. Now it would be time consuming for you to correct it and retype again. So you don't need to correct that. So when you click on here, there is something called toggle case. Toggle case, it means it will change all the small one, lowercase into capital and capital to small. It will correct that. Look at that. So it correct itself. Yeah. So shall we have another example? Yeah. Maybe we have this text. Yeah. So if we have this text, and so usually this is the right way to write it, like we start with a capital letter and this is the start of the sentence. But let's say we make a mistake. So instead of retyping it, correcting it again to say COMON, instead of rewriting it again, so we highlight it and we go to toggle text, so it will correct it for us. Yeah. Because toggle will change the lower into capital and capital into lower. Now we have these functions. So now we talked about the size here of the text, and we talk about the font style as well. Now there are other options we can talk about. Now here, imagine we want to do a list here. So we want to do those in bullet points. So you can click on the bullet points. So there are different options of the bullet points. You can have different styles or so when you have a list, you can have this style, or you can have the tick, or you can have, for example, we tried most of them. So there are different ways to do when you have a list. There is another way, probably put a number, 1, 2, 3, or probably you can put the Latin numbers here, like, and then you can choose whether you want them capital or small, or you like this style or this style, ABC. Yeah. So there are different ways to do it. Now I will remove that. When you don't want them, just click again, so the list will disappear. I would like to mention that there are two ways to change the color of the bullet point. So apart from which type of bullet points you have. So one way, we have it in Word document, for example, here. So we click on the bullet point and then symbol, and then we click on here. And then there is option to color, and then to change into the color you want, and then you hit OK. So in this case, as you can see here, you are not changing the color of the font. You are only changing the color of the bullet point itself to match your background. So let me try another style. So here, so if I click on here and then go to bullet points, and then I go here, choose the color, and maybe I make it this time purple, and then I hit OK, and as you can see, we have the color. So, and this is applicable to any type you'd like. So we click on the little arrow here and go to bullet points and pick up the color that we wanted. And even if we click on more colors, you can match, you can find other types of colors. Now here, so this is in Microsoft. Some people in Word have the same thing. So all what you need to do is to click on it and then go here and pick up the color. And this is applicable as well when the list is a numbered list. Yeah. So here the same thing, you click on the numbered list and you go here and you go and change the color into, let's say, probably orange color. Yeah, and then we hit OK. So the same thing when we have numbers or a numbered list. So you can click on here and go there and change into, let's say, blue this time, and we hit OK. As you see, it changes the color of the numbers rather than the words themselves. Now, how we do that? So not all people have this uh, in their menu bar, because sometimes it depends if it's customized or not. Uh, Let me go then to the Word document. In my Word document here, I don't have that, so I have a different thing. So I have here, I do it in a different way. So it's called define the new bullet. And then here, then you go to font, and then you change the color. And then you hit OK. And then OK. So it is different from what we've seen in PowerPoint. So I repeat, so we highlight it. You click on here, define a new list, and then font, and then you pick up the color you'd like, maybe blue this time, and I hit OK. Yeah. As you can see, yeah. And then we can maybe change it, if when we have like numbers, apart from which type of, maybe Latin or ABC or whatever. So we do the same way. We click on here and then define a new, and then font, and we pick up the color, maybe orange, and then OK. And then OK. So it will change it. So for text alignment, if you see here, they are on the left. This is the text alignment on the left. As you can see here, if we want it to be in the middle. So if you see, the text alignment is in the middle, and then this is to the right. So we highlight the text, have it left aligned, we have it centered, and we have it justified. Now here we can have the space. Remember, when you type your assignment, if you see there is a difference between this and here, as you can see here, only the space between this paragraph and this paragraph. So you see the space is really, really short. Whereas the space between this paragraph and the one that follow, the space is very, very big. Now, how to fix that? Yeah. So when we have a text, usually, let us go back. Yeah. To guarantee we have equal spaces between paragraphs, so you can click twice, 1, 2, and then if you want the second one, like 1, 2. So as you can see now, the spaces between paragraph is equal. So be careful not to have different spaces between paragraphs. Yeah. Now it would be time consuming for us to justify all of the cases. Like, we cannot, when we go home here, it would be time consuming for us to click justify all the time, so that we can have equal spaces. So what we can do, we can make Control A if you are using Windows, or Command A, and then if you are using Apple, and then go here and justify. Now you can see all the text. If you can highlight it, you can see all the text from here, and here is justified, as you can see. So I repeat how I did that. So we can make Control A and then justify. So they would be equal from both sides. Now, this is very big and this is very small. How to make sure they are consistent? So we can click on here, and if you see, this one is 11 and Optus, whereas this one is Optus and 20. So the size is bigger. So if this is 11, we can highlight this and make it 11. Or alternatively, we can do something else. So let me show you what we can do. So here, I'll put it back. Yeah. So imagine we have this text. It's bold, is red, and maybe highlighted in green. So how to make it similar to others? So I highlight a section here and go to the paint. This is like Format Painter, like a brush. And then I highlight it. So it goes back to the original. So now if we have a text which is bold, let's say green, if we want to have the same color, so we have to highlight here and then click on the brush and then tell Word where you want the text to be the same. So we highlight it, we click on the brush, and then we go. So it would be the same. So basically the brush copies the format, because it would be time consuming for us. For example, if we have this section and this section is blue and maybe underlined and maybe of a red color. So if you want this style to be the same, it would be time consuming for us to go and then every time choose the blue and then underline it and put red. So the best and the quickest way to do it, we click here first. First, you need to park in the right place here. You need to put the cursor anywhere here in the text to tell or highlight it, the same thing, or you put it here anywhere in this text. And then you go to this brush to tell Word you want to brush this style. And then you brush and then you go again. So you can see it copied the same format. Now, if I want to put them back the same like this one, so first I highlight what I wanted. This is the place where I want to copy style from. And then I brush it and then I cover the other one again. And they will have the same format. So we have now we cover the file options, save, and we check how many minutes the autosave we want it to be, and then we click OK. We cover how to make the text bold, how to make it italic, how to make it underline with different styles, different colors. We learn how to deactivate it, like we click the underline will disappear, we click the italics will disappear, and here we click on bold, also it comes back to normal. We learn how to click on here, also strike through. So whenever you want to remove, click on it again. Yeah. We learn how to use the highlight with different colors. We learn how we have the color of we can make it red, orange, blue, navy color, gray. So we learn how to put maybe green. We learn how to change the size of let us put it back to maybe and bold, yeah. We learn how to make it bigger size by using this big, or bigger size by using this smaller size. So this is for bigger size, the A which is in a big size, and the A which is in a small size here, or we can use the numbers here to make it smaller or bigger. This is by inches. We learn how to change the font styles as well, and we agreed that we should always choose a font which is readable when we submit the assignment. We learn the alignment here when the text is, as you can see, aligned to the left. Here the text is in the middle, and here is on the right, and we say the best way is to justify it so that it is equal from both sides. Now we learn how to 1, 2, 1, 2. You see they are equal. We learn to make it easier for us in order if you want to justify each one, not to click on here and justify. So for consistency, we learn how to make Control A with Windows or Command A, and then we go for consistency, make them all 12, make them all maybe Times New Roman or Calibri. Now for the heading, probably we make it bigger and bold, or probably underlined. As you can see here, we can make it, we can highlight it. We go to the capital style, we make it, this is all lowercase. This is all uppercase. This is toggle. And this is sentence case, yeah. Now, because it's acronym, seasonal affective disorder, better to capitalize each word. So we click on here and say capitalize each word. So you can see S is capital, A is capital, and D. Now for consistency, Control A or Command A, we go here and choose automatic. All of them should be of black color. And we can click all of them is bold, or all of them are not bold. Usually the text is not bold, only the heading is bold. Now here, so far so good? Yeah. Okay, let us go now. We have to, we talked about having a list. When we have a list, like I want to buy apple, it's my shopping list, apples, bananas, and milk. So we learn how to use a bullet point. So we click on here, we choose a bullet point, different types. Or we can choose numbers, also different types. You pick up the style you like. Or if you don't want the numbers, you can click on them again to remove it. So let us put it back. 1, 2. Okay. Now Let us see how what we want to do next. Now, if you see there is option called the space, we learn the space between one paragraph. So this is one paragraph and this is another. So we learn the space between paragraphs should be equal, as you can see here. If we minimize it, you can see the spaces between paragraphs are equal. Now here, what about the spaces in the paragraph itself? So let me click on here and remove the color. No color. So how to do now to check the space between the lines? As you can see here, this is the line. So when we have a paragraph, so here is the space between the line. If you make them 3, so the space between the lines is so big. Maybe it is useful sometimes if you want to write feedback or write some comments in between the lines. So we highlight the text and then you go here. So 3 is too big, 2.5 is still big. 1 is very narrow. You see no spaces between. Usually, let us see 2. 2 is okay, but the official one is 1.5. 1.5 inch. 1.5 is the spacing between the lines in the paragraph. So now we can do everything that. So let us here, we can highlight. Now look at that, there is no consistency. Here you have 1.5. Look at the space between 1.5, this one, whereas here, if we click on here, it seems is 1. Like if you can see, it is 1. So this is 1. The space is 1 inch between the lines, whereas here, if you click on here, it is 1.5. So how to make them consistent? We can Control A or Command A, and then we go here. For consistency, we highlight the whole text. So we want 1.5 spaces between the words, between the lines. Line spacing is 1.5, 1.5. So as you can see now, there is consistency. So all of them, so there is 1.5, as you can see. Let us try another one. So 1.5. So 1.5, this is the space between the lines in one paragraph. It did not affect the spaces between paragraphs, the one we chose at the beginning. Yeah. So it only works with the lines within the same paragraph. You see 1.5 here. We go down. And then you can see here 1.5, all of them the same. There is something I like so much and is suitable for magazines and a newsletter. You are at home, this tab, you click on T, and then you go, there's something called drop cap, and then you click on it. So now it will show you like the exact cause of seasonal effect. You see what it did? Yeah, I repeat how to do that. Let's try another one. So we have R, and then we drop, yeah. It's called dropped. So it's recognizing the thing. Usually they use it in magazine and in newsletter. There is a different types of that. Another type. So the first one is dropped. The other one is called in the margin. For me, I love the drop more. Let me show you here. So usually they do it only on the first paragraph. So here, if you choose in margin, it will be like that. And if you choose dropped, it would be like that. Now for me, I will not put any. Usually in our assignment, we don't use that. So this is called a drop cap. Now there is something useful here, which is dictator. I will show you how to use it. Yeah. So when we click on here and we choose dictator, we click on dictator. Before you do that, especially Mac people who have Mac computer, you need to allow the mic to use it here. So look at that. When you speak, hello, my name is Hala. How are you? This assignment aims at teaching students how to use. So, and then you click on here, you see. Now, if I speak, it is not only when you click on it and you see the red one, look at that. When you see this red, now it is recording. When you see this one, yeah, is working now. So the moment you click on it, it stops working. Now there are different languages. You can choose another language. So the default is English United Kingdom. Let me choose, for example, another language, which is I choose Arabic. So if you choose Arabic, you need to click save. Otherwise, it will not change. So click save, for example, if you choose your language, and then you click مرحبا كيف الحال؟ هل أنت سعيد؟ شكرا. So now I click. So I should remember I'm only testing it because there are too many languages here. French, English, Hindi, Italian, Japanese, Portuguese, Bulgarian, Chinese, Greek, Korean, yeah, Romanian. So I remember to put it back to English and UK, United Kingdom. Save. We will start with the Insert tab on the menu bar, where we can insert several elements into our Word document. We'll start with inserting tables. So if you want to insert a table, we click on Table, and then we insert as many rows and columns as needed based on our preference. So we click on Insert Table, and then we insert the table. Then we can start typing directly into the cells. Alternatively, we can use the tab to move from one cell to another. If you would like to delete any column or a row, we can right-click and delete the column or the row. And so right-clicking will help us delete the rows and columns. Similarly, we can also insert new columns and new rows. So right-clicking will enable us to do both, inserting rows and columns and deleting rows and columns. Now we can highlight the whole table and delete its content just by clicking delete, clearing the content without deleting the table, and then we can delete the whole table by Command X or Control X. Now we move to insert pictures. So we click picture and we have three types from this device: photo here, or an image on the desktop, or download, you bring it and you insert it. Or if you want to use online one, pictures as well. Or if you want to use the stock pictures, you can choose the picture and click it. Now here we have this picture. What we can do with this picture, when you insert a picture, usually, as you can see, it's very hard to move it around. It's stick on one corner here. So there are options you can do with that. So here, usually when you have PowerPoint, it is much easier to move pictures around. So let us try. So when you have this picture in the PowerPoint, it's very easy to move it around wherever you want. You can move it wherever you want, because PowerPoint is designed for graphs. So here, the problem with Word, it is really hard to move it around. So to make it easier to move around, when you click on here, choose square. So the moment you choose square, you can move it around now, like you are in Microsoft PowerPoint. So you can move it around. It's very important, if we want to change the size of the image, to click only at the corners, anywhere in the corners, to make it smaller or bigger. Because if we try to use the middle clips, this little middle circles, it will distort the image, whether we try to stretch it vertically, horizontally, or vertically, the image will be distorted. So please always remember to use the corners to drag and make the image smaller or bigger without affecting the original dimensions of that image. Now we will move to to inserting another thing, which is shape. So we can have the square, and we can have other shapes like the oval. So here, now when you click away, you see nothing. When you double click, you see all the options here. So there are options. Maybe you can change the fill color, or maybe the outline. If you don't want black, maybe you can choose, for example, orange color. In the shape outline, not only the color, you can change the thickness, how thick the line is. Yeah. So here you can choose the color. Let us choose here, for example, maybe blue. You can change the thickness. Maybe we choose the thickness very thick, or maybe we make it a bit thinner. Not only this, we can choose style of it. We can make it like sketch, like that. So if we go here, there are dashes or like that. So there are different color. You can choose different color, different options. Yeah. Shape effect, you can create a shadow behind it. Here you can choose, for example, soft edges. I love soft edges. If you see it, make it like that. And you can choose also the glow, different colors as you can see here. So if you look at it here now, you say, where are the options? It doesn't show any options. Now look at that. When I click on here, double click, the options will appear again. When I'm away, it doesn't show, only when I double click. Yeah. So look, when I double click, these options will appear here, the functions. When I click away, they will go. So let us double click here, and then you can see the fill, green, let's say. The outline, maybe we make it red. It doesn't show very much. Let us make it thicker. We can choose the style. And we can choose the effects here. Maybe we can add shadow. We can add glow. We can change it into 3-dimension as well. So we have glow, we have reflection, if you want to have reflection. So there are basically different options of that. So I click on it and let you see the options we have for the shape effects. Now, what we have also, so we have insert, shape, picture. Shape, we have also different arrows as well. You can see here we have arrows in different directions. We can move them around. You can click on this and move them around. So insert shape, you can choose, for example, different types of arrow. This is going to the bottom. Yeah. The same thing when you double click, you can see here you make shape like green. You can put the blue. You can change the outline. You can make it red. Let's see. Yeah. And the effect, you can make it here soft edges like that. Or if you don't like it, go back, undo. Yeah. You can do as well here bevel. It's like 3-dimension. You can choose, for example, rotation. If you want it to rotate here, also you can move it around using this arrow. So for any shape you insert, any shape randomly. So let us show you insert shape, for example, this square. So if you can see this one, come closer to that. This will change the rotation. I mean, 360 degree, 180 degrees. You can see, you can move it around to the right or left, whatever is convenient for you. You can make no outline if you don't want outline. Now here we have also insert. There is icon as well. We have icons here. There are different icons here. So this is related to travel. This is useful for your PowerPoint as well, presentations when you use it for holiday. You have for analytic, or you see here like data. So you have different types of that. So here you can see images as well. You see icons. We can see different types of icons here. Call out people, stickers, cartoon people, yeah. So we have apart from icons here, we have we have arrows as well here in the icons. You can choose. Let us see here. So also you can change the, the fill. You can choose any type, any color. So we have, okay, insert icons. There is the copyright one. Let me see. Education. Education is interesting. It has several, options here. As you can see here. This is like a teacher. These are books. So also you can change the rotate it here like that. You can hold it. You see it when you click on it, it cannot move. So you need to make it square so that you can move it around. So the options disappear. As you can see, you need to double click. So here insert icons. Let me see what we have. This is commerce related to money. This is sports, different types of sport. This basketball, for example. This is for the business. So we have vehicles as well. So we have different types here. Now there is another way to use the arrows. Let me show you how. Yeah. So let's try. If you click on your computer twice, 1, 2. Sorry, let me remove the underline. It seems it's active here. So on your computer keyboard, if you use dash dash and this sign, it will turn into an arrow. So shall we try it again? This is applicable to both Mac and Windows. So dash dash and this sign, it will turn it into an arrow. Dash dash and okay, so let us see what we have in insert. So there are a 3-dimension module as well. When you click on the 3-dimension, you can choose from the device if you save one or the stock. So there are different things. Maybe let me search for a dog. Click enter. Maybe I can choose this dog. Yeah. So these are 3-dimension actually. If you see this symbol at the, so let me make it bigger so that you can see it. If you see this symbol here, you can move it around. You see, you can move, because this is a 3-dimension, you can move it around. Here there are also suggestions for you. You can view the suggestions. Now we can, let us delete it, yeah. We can, let us try insert 3-dimension, 3D model. So we can stop here. Let us choose something else. Maybe something related to nature. Should we try this one as well here? Yeah. So probably. So again, you can see this sign here. So this will help you move it around. So they are 3-dimension ones, yeah. Again, here there are options to move it around. More options. Yeah. Okay, so we go back. So we have insert table. We can choose whatever we wanted. And then whenever we want to delete anything, we just click on it, right click, delete the column, or maybe like that horizontally, right click, delete the row. Yeah. So there are options for that. If you want to delete the whole one, we click on here and then just click delete, or Control X or Command X for Apple. Yeah. So we have insert table, we have different shapes, including call outs and signs, you know. So here, for example, call outs. So if you see, we can click on this yellow to move it here. So here we have also, when we click away, if you see the menu disappear, when you double click on it, only they come back. So probably we're gonna use this style. They give you styles to use. Maybe it's up to you whichever one I use, or if you manually want to do it. Let us do the shape fill as green. There are here, for example, different colors. We make it green. The outline, let us make it red. Or if you feel the green is so sharp, there is option gradient. Gradient here, you see, you have a light degree of that. So here shape effect, we can make it glow if we wanted to. Yeah. Now here we can also insert picture and from the stock image. Maybe there are symbols here or people. Let us choose people. Yeah. Yeah. So we have So let us say the child is saying, I'm happy. So we can go insert and then text box and we put it here. Yeah. I am happy. We choose the color. We go home. Maybe choose the color as probably black. Make it a bit bigger. So we have different things. Yeah. So we have insert. Okay, insert page number now. Let us delete everything we've done, or simply we can click for undo. Or Control Z as I mentioned, or Command Z. Yeah. So now what we need to do, we have this document, but we want to number them in case we want to print it or for other reasons. So we go insert and then page number. So there are different styles of page number, but the official one, formal one, is at the bottom and middle. So if we click on here, if you can see here, so 1, 2, yeah. So if we add more pages, let me try to move to another page. So 3, as you can see. So usually the formal one is at the bottom and in the middle. Yeah. So here, let us try again. So insert and then page number. So here, top of the page, it would look like that. You know, there are different styles. Bottom of the page, so bottom on the left, bottom in the middle, bottom of the right. There are different styles of that. Yeah. Now here there are options to format even the page number if you want it. So if you want them 1 to 3 or if you want it Latin. Usually we use Latin 1 when we have for the title pages. Yeah. Table of contents. Yeah. If you prefer to use the normal one, so when you go to page number, bottom of the page, sorry, format, you can make it back to 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the default. Yeah. So we insert the page number, so insert, and then we click on the page number, bottom, and the middle. This is what we choose. Now there are things here. There are footers as well. We can insert a footer here. The footer would be maybe the page number or the name of the document. Maybe we can call it module 2 assignment. Maybe if it's anonymous, we don't want to write the name. Maybe you can say foundation year. And probably here we put, so it's up to you if you want to create a footer. When we click away, if you see, this is when we type something, it will be applicable to the all the pages. Yeah. Let us delete now the footer. So basically we click on it again and we can delete it. Yeah. So let us put page numbers only. Insert page numbers, bottom and middle. Okay. 1, 2. So I put backspace. I deleted the last page because we want only 2 pages. Yeah. Now what we have, yeah. So this is the insert. So we say picture, shape, icon. You see when you click icon here, you can see there are different categories: sport, graph, occupation. So there are different things. The same when we insert picture here in the stock image. Also, you will have different things. Here, this is about textured, tranquility, nature, symbols. So we have different agriculture, photograph, animal, equipment. And then if you click here, you can see learning. Yeah. So when you keep clicking here, success. Yeah. So you can here find. So when you scroll down as well, you can see a lot of options. Yeah. Here. Research. Yeah. So here, let us, and there is place for icons as well. And here, cartoon people as well. Yeah. So let us go back here. We have also in insert, we say we can put footer if we want. When we apply footer to one page, it will go to everything. Page number the same. Yeah. Button and middle, usually we put it. So there are different word out. Yeah. There is here drop cap as well. The same one I showed you before. So here, when you click on that, dropped here, add dropped style or in the margin style. So it is available insert and in home as well. As you can see, we could find it. It depends on your menu bar, how you have customed it. Now, when we go to insert, there is something I like really, which is, of course, we have symbol as well. There are different symbols here. If you see here, copyright, and then here we have So there are, if you click more symbol, you can see even more. So there are different symbols here, yeah. Let me close it, yeah. So here insert symbol, and we have also insert date and time as well. If we click date and time, we can choose the format. Now here, be careful about that, because let's say, sorry, I put it in the wrong place, yeah. Let me imagine I want to put the date here. Let's say the date. So if I click insert and date and time, so, and I click OK. So it took it like this style, 02 2nd of August. There are options, by the way. So if you notice here, when we go to date and time, so there are options if you want to choose it into only months. So there are, if you want to choose a time as well. Yeah. So there are different ways to do it. Now it's 7:15 p.m. Yeah. So we have the hour, the minute, and the second. So there are different format of the date. But there is something very important when you choose the date. Let me see, I chose this date. So now this is a proof that it was, for example, the document is dated 2nd of August. However, if you, when you insert the date, if you click on update automatically, and then you say update automatically, okay. So now if you open this one in 2029, it will change it automatically every time you open, so the date will change. Yeah. Why? Because here you choose in, when you insert the date, you say update automatically. It means tomorrow, today is the 2nd. If I open the document tomorrow, it would be 3rd of August. And if I opened it next week, 24, sorry, if I open it 24th of August on Monday, so it will be also 24th of August. Yeah. So be careful if you see it is updated here. Yeah. So here may be better. We will not use it. I'm just showing you it is there. Now here we have, there are other things like equation. It's not applicable to us here. There are, Word is amazing, can do many things. Now here, what is my favorite is when you click on insert, there is word art. Word art, you can choose any text you want. For example, global business school. Yeah. I think we need to click on, just make Control Z. Yeah. So let me remove here the underline. Yeah. So now let me click away here. Let me show you how it works. So here when we do insert is available in PowerPoint as well. So when you click on clip word art, when you choose something like global, so here there are options like transformation. You can make it like that. So you can make it like transformation like that. So if you see, you can choose transformation is how you can change it. Probably like that. Okay. And then here we have other options. If you want to glow, different. You can make it bevel, is like the 3-dimension one. We can make reflection if you want to have a shadow or no shadow. So here also the rotation as well. Yeah. So this is applicable only to 3-dimension. So here you can choose that, and then not only this, you can choose the colors. Of course, in the PowerPoint, we choose based on what we have. Yeah, here. So you can choose the color, and you can choose not only this. Let me choose, for example, the font and maybe the font line. So there is the color of the font line outline and the photo of the font itself as a color. Yeah. So there are different options we can do with that. We have it in PowerPoint. Let me show it to you here. So if you remember in Module 1, the title was Academic Skills. So if we go Insert, for higher education. So here you can choose whatever you like. Yeah, yeah. So if we have the GPS logo, for example, here, let me try to find it, picture from this device. So if we have, for example, this image here. So here I can choose the color of that, maybe here. You can click on it and then change the color as well. Or probably we can pick here eyedropper. We can click the color we want. We tell we want this color. So as you can see here, we can remove the eyeliner here. So we can choose the fill. Maybe we pick up this color. Eyedropper, we can follow which color we wanted. Yeah. So here we can choose, for example, and we have the same thing, the glow, everything. Yeah. So this is also available when we go insert and word art. We have different styles as well. As you can see here, we have different styles. When you double click, you can see here. So we have different style, different outlines. Yeah. We are starting with a new tab, which is the design. So when we hit design, we can see there are several options. So we can start with the color. So we have different colors here and different design of the font. The most popular one is the page color. So we can turn it into yellow, orange. We can pick up our color, favorite color. There is also here more colors when you click here. So you can find different colors here. You can check the transparency as well, or the standard color. You can custom it, or you can choose the colors from here. And now here we can put now no color. We have also the border, page border. If we click on page border, we can have a box, for example. So as you can see here, our page has a box at the corner. We can have the page border with a different maybe style like that. We can, not only this, we can also change the color. So the automatic is black color, is the default one. We can make it purple. And we click on OK. We can also choose the style or the thickness, whether it is too thick or maybe, so we'll choose the color like a green. So we can make it too thick or we can make it thinner. Here we have 6 points, the maximum, the minimum one is 1.5 points. Yeah. It becomes thinner. We can also try to find we have to apply shadow. Need to make it a bit thicker so that it can show, yeah. Maybe the page will have like a little shadow here, or maybe 3-dimension style, or we can choose here, we can customize it in the way we want it. And there is option here to apply to the whole document or only this section. We will start with what is called watermark. So we click on watermark. There are several options here. So this is very popular, confidential. So as you can see here, the watermark is behind the text itself. We can have, let me remove the page borders first to choose none and then OK. So here we have like confidential. Let us try another one here. We can say do not copy as well when it's an original document. We can remove it if you don't no longer need it. So you can say remove the watermark. We also we can choose other things like, for example, here, more watermarks from Office, or maybe custom watermark if you want to choose your watermark. Either no watermark or maybe picture watermark. So when you click on picture watermark, so here we have how much the scale, the automatic 500, you can pick up your preference. Now here we can choose if it's a picture. So there is two options, whether it's a text one, we can choose the font style. The default is Calibri, and the size is auto. We can make it smaller or bigger, and the layout. So here what we can do, let us choose picture watermark and then select it. I will test it there are different options, either from the Bing one or OneDrive. I will choose from file from my PC here, and I choose the GPS image, and then I say OK. So as you can see here, GPS is this picture is behind the text here. So if we want to remove it, we can click here and click remove watermark. So this is the design tab. Now for the layout tab, let's start with the layout tab here on the menu bar. There are several options to see here. Let me start with orientation. So orientation means if it's portrait like that, like we have vertical document, or if it is landscape. Landscape here, when we have a big table, it can fit into the table here. It can fit into the page. So this is how, if you check that here, yeah. So this is landscape, kind of horizontal if we want it this way. And this is the orientation, which is portrait, it becomes vertical. So it doesn't affect the content actually. It's only like based on what you need. So this is a vertical, and when it's portrait, and this is landscape kind of horizontal. Now we put it back to the original orientation portrait. Now there are different sizes here if you want to have it as a letter, as legal document, statement, A4, A6, envelope. So we have different sizes. The default is for all program is A4. So this is A4. It means like a printable version of E4, the standard one, the most common usage. A3 would be a bit big. As you can see here, for printing purposes, we can use it. So I'm going to put it back to A4 document. Now here, so let us make it big here again. Using these arrows, we can make it bigger or smaller. Now also here in layout, we can see the line numbers. I highlight all the whole text and I go to line number. So, and then I say continuous. So it can tell me how many lines are there in the document. So basically the document has 24 lines. This is useful. Imagine you are a teacher and you would like to quiz a student. For example, what do we mean by lifestyle changes in line 18? Check the line numbers. We have to distinguish between two types. One is continuous and one restart each page or restart each section. Let us focus on the top two. So none here means there are no line spacing. Now, if you want to do continuous, so what will happen if we click continuous? As you see, the system will add a line number for page 1 and page 2 and page 3. Probably 4 or 5, it depends on how many pages we do have. But as you can see here, what the meaning of continuous? By continuous, it means the first page ends in 42. So the following page will continue that, will continue the number in order. 42 will start with 43. And then here the third page, so this page ends with 83. So the following page will continue at 84. So by continuous, it means the software, Microsoft Word, will continue the number on all the pages from where it ends in each page. For example, 42, end of page 1, start of 43 on the second page. Now, page 2 ends at line 83, so page 3 will continue at 84. So it means this will continue. Let us try it. So if we continue typing, let's say here, before I continue, you should guess that the following page line on the new page would be 125, or yeah, 125, 126, as you can see. So we ended in 124 and we started in 125. Now this is continuous. It means the word will continue numbering the lines if the text extends across pages. However, let us try another type here when we go line number, and let's choose something called restart each page. Restart each page. What will happen now? So the first page would be 1 to 42. So this is the first page. Now the second page will start from 1 again. So each new page will have a new fresh start. And the system will recount from the start, from the very beginning, each line. So we now know that page 1 had 42 lines, whereas page 2 had 41 and page 3 also had 41 because we copy the same document across. So which means when we start the new page, so the first line was number 1, the following page, the first line was line 1, line 1. So here the system will start from the very beginning, a fresh start in counting in each new page we go to. We have other options like indentation, indent. So what we do here, I'll give you an example of that. So indent left, we click on it, or indent right. So here you can, if you want to do it here, indent from the left, or if you want to do it, so this is when it say left, so we did it by 1 point, let's say 5 centimeter. If you want to put it back to 0, we can put it 0 centimeter again by clicking on these arrows, or simply you can write 0 centimeter here, 0, and click enter. Yeah, so here now we will do it from the right now, so let us increase it. We highlight it, so let us increase here, we add more from the right, 1.5. You see there is indent. So indent, it means we make a gap at the start. Yeah. So again, if you want to put it back in the same place, either we use the arrows here to increase or decrease, or we can just simply say 0, click 0 on your keyboard and then enter. So the system automatically took this measurement unit as centimeter. So here are the most important things here. So there is also margins here. So if we click on margin, it's normal here. So what do we mean by the margin? Margin is the distance or the space between the text itself so the space between how far is it from the top. So here, this is the top margin, and this is the bottom margin. So how far is the text from the edge of the paper? So this is the top one, and this is the bottom one, and this is the right one, and this is the left one. If I minimize the page, as you can see, it's almost equal. Here, because at the bottom we did not continue typing. If we continue typing, so the system, as you can see, will move to the second page. Now we can see we have equal spaces from both sides here, from all sides. Now, this is when we go to layout of the page and the margin. This is the normal one, as you can see, 2.54 from the top, 2.54 from the left, 2.24 from the bottom, and 2.24 from the right. So as you can see, the space is equal around the text. If you want to narrow it down, look at the top. If you want to narrow it down, we click on narrow. If you see, it becomes more narrow from the top. Now, if you want to make it, if we can customize it, let's say here, and we make it narrow from every, let me show you how it looks like. So while I'm doing this, look at the page here, look at that. So here, I am make it very small from the here and very from the left as well. So only 0.5, half a centimeter. Yeah. And then here also I make it half centimeter, and then also half centimeter here. Oh, sorry, 0.5, yeah. And then 0.5. So if you see, I make it narrow, and let me try to say okay. As you can see, look at the edges from the top, very narrow, from the right, very narrow. So from the top is very narrow, from the right and left, very narrow. So as you can see, I make it very, very narrow. So I can put it back to moderate. So here, if you can look, there is a way to custom margin so that you choose your own way, what you want it to be. Here, for example, whereas here you can see, look at the numbers. Here, narrow is narrow from all sides. Yeah. And then we can have moderate. And then if we want to make it wide, so wide, you see, when it say wide, the text did not fit in one page. If you see, because there are little, very big gaps between the text itself and the edges. So the text could not be fitted here. So the rest of the text move there. So sometimes if you want to squeeze the text in one paper or in one page, the idea is to save a printing. Maybe you can squeeze it. Is up to your needs. So we have different types as we mentioned.